The heavy creaking sound echoed as the wooden door slowly swung open, letting a faint streak of light into the gloomy space inside. As soon as Hyrkan stepped in, the door slammed shut behind him, plunging him into the room's silence. He stood motionless on the wooden floor, his solitary shadow stretching long before him. A tear rolled down Hyrkan's cheek, though his face was mostly obscured by his hood. So, there comes a day when I get tricked by an NPC, he thought bitterly, his teeth clenched in indignation. I thought he'd give me a quest related to the main storyline, but what is this damn egg quest? Before him, the quest notification window appeared, egg in the nest prominently displayed over an image of an egg with a large question mark. The description was even more ironic. Retrieve the egg from the nest. Reward? None. Not even a reward! Hyrkan clenched his fist, a profound sense of betrayal swelling within him. He muttered in despair, "Damn it, do I really have to do this?" Suddenly, a deep voice echoed right next to his ear, interrupting his thoughts. Hyrkan flinched. Another player had approached him unnoticed, their face alight with sharp curiosity.
A sudden sense of unease swelled, making him realize with a start. Immediately, a throng of players with eager, greedy faces swarmed like vultures. "This guy got the quest! Get him!" a voice rang out, stirring the crowd. They pushed and shoved, hands reaching out to grab Hyrkan, determined not to let him escape. Pinned to the ground, Hyrkan panicked, realizing his mistake. "Damn it, I forgot about these guys," he cursed under his breath. Trapped amidst the aggressive crowd, his mind reeled. What should I do? Just kill them all and get it over with? But suddenly a voice rang out, "Stand back." A powerful surge of green energy suddenly exploded from Hyrkan's position, flinging all those who clung to him far away. When the shockwave passed, Hyrkan sat up amidst the chaotic scene. A strange player in full enclosed armor slowly walked towards him. He stopped, looked down at Hyrkan sitting on the ground, and calmly asked, "Do you have a moment?"
A calm, deep voice resonated from behind the tall knight's fully enclosed helmet. "I want to talk in a quiet place." Hyrkan flinched, vigilance rising within him. He frowned, spinning around to face the stranger. Who the hell is this, he thought, his eyes flashing with annoyance and confusion as he eyed the armor completely concealing the opponent's identity. "Get lost. Why should I?" Hyrkan snapped, but before he could finish, the knight calmly interjected, "Please cooperate, Sir Hahoe Mask." The name struck him like a bolt of lightning. A glint of light shone from a slit in the stranger's helmet. Hyrkan's eyes widened in astonishment, utter shock and bewilderment clearly etched across every line of his face.
They arrived at a small, deserted alley. The stranger approached, his voice muffled from behind the sealed helmet. "Sorry to bother you. I feel we won't be able to talk properly with others around." As soon as he finished speaking, he raised his wrist and pressed his war watch. His helmet vanished into shards of light, revealing a bespectacled man with hair seemingly made of digital data. Hyrkan was stunned for a moment, cold sweat breaking out. He internally assessed, "Looking at this equipment, he must be at least a ranker, but I have no memory of this person at all. Who is he, and how does he know who I am?" As if reading Hyrkan's thoughts, the stranger subtly pushed up his glasses, his sharp gaze fixed directly on Hyrkan as he asked, "You are Hahoe Mask, aren't you?" A thought suddenly flashed through Hyrkan's mind. In situations like these,
In the deserted stone-paved alley, Hyrkan decided he had to act as if he knew nothing. He faced the man in glasses, his tone provocatively naive. "Who is this Hahoe Mask you're talking about? I followed you out here because you wanted to talk, but what the hell is a Hahoe Mask?" The strange player was stunned for a moment, seemingly not expecting this reaction. He tremblingly raised a hand to his chin, trying to regain his composure. Didn't you get the quest just now from an NPC named Ahimbri?" Hyrkan's attitude immediately turned aggressive. He lunged forward, growling with extreme anger. "Who the hell are you, and why should I share information with you? Just dragging me out here is enough to drive me crazy. Are you looking for trouble? Then bet your whole account and kill me." Despite appearing furious, Hyrkan was incredibly calm deep down. "I don't know who he is, but all I need to do is pretend not to know." His eyes were sharp, silently challenging his opponent. "What's your next move?" Faced with Hyrkan's rage, the strange player remained silent, his glasses glinting in the dim light, his expression inscrutable.
Suddenly, he extended his hand and said, "It seems I've made a mistake. I apologize." A cold, sneering smile flickered across Hyrkan's lips. Their handshake in the sunlight seemed to mark the end of the unexpected clash. However, the moment he released the handshake and turned to leave, Hyrkan uttered a defiant, sarcastic remark. "Huh, scared are we? I'll let you off this time. Just another pathetic bastard looking for trouble." With that, he turned his back and walked away, waving dismissively without looking back. The armored player stood silently, watching Hyrkan's disappearing back with a thoughtful gaze. A figure with dark purple hair and mysteriously glowing eyes appeared beside him. The armored player mused. "I don't think that was him. Or was it? One thing's for sure, he's not a skilled player."
His metal-clad hand slowly clenched. If you've played Warlord for a while, you should know well not to carelessly swing your arm when wearing a war watch. His expression hardened, eyes flashing with sternness behind his glasses, jaw clenched as he emphasized the danger of reckless action. Standing beside him, a hooded figure let out a tired sigh, raising a hand to cover their face, questioning, "Do we really need to continue guarding around Ahimbri? The Fallen Count mission is almost over. Even if someone discovers us now, what could they do?" In response to that impatience, the man with glasses turned his head, his gaze sharp, and he sternly adjusted his frames. "The egg in the nest mission is the main objective," he emphasized, his tone resolute. "We shouldn't take unnecessary risks." With a grumble of dissatisfaction, the cloaked figure reluctantly accepted. Well then, I'm returning to my post." As soon as they finished speaking, the person transformed into a stream of shadows, shooting away. The man with glasses called out, "See you later," then turned and walked towards the building. The door swung open with a blinding flash of light, welcoming him inside.
Hidden in the shadows of a log cabin, Hyrkan cautiously peeked through the window crack. His eyes gleamed with surprise. "Two of them?" he thought to himself, his mind quickly analyzing the situation. They must belong to some organization, as they're acting together. But if they were from a common guild, they would have negotiated after revealing their identities. Daring to challenge me like this? They're certainly no ordinary individuals. The image of a man in gleaming armor and a mysterious hooded girl standing back to back, exuding a formidable aura. Even though he had left that place, their images still lingered in his mind, a big unanswered question. Ultimately, who exactly were they? Now, under the warm sunlight of a lush green forest, the clang of metal echoed as Hyrkan's two skeleton warriors diligently trained. He sat on a tree stump, elbows resting on his knees, hands supporting his chin in a pensive posture. His gaze was distant, clearly still preoccupied by that mysterious encounter. Nevertheless, one thing is certain.
Hyrkan's eyes narrowed, suspicion creeping into his mind. There was something unusual about the nest egg quest he had just received. He began piecing together the events. "They must have seen my video," he thought to himself, the image of his perfect fight with the corrupted werewolf surfacing in his mind. That was the only way they could know that Hahoe Mask would accept the quest from Ahimbri. The fact that they let him leave so easily could only mean one thing. They didn't care who was behind the mask. Hyrkan plopped down on a rock in the middle of the dense forest, the humid air surrounding him. He propped his chin on his hand, his face full of troubled thoughts. "I don't know what the hell is going on with this quest, but if I keep going like this, I'm sure to run into them again. If I want to avoid them, I can't upload videos for a while either." He let out a deep, heavy sigh. His face contorted into a frantic and irritated expression, a tear of resentment almost welling up. "Why do these crazy people keep ruining my life like this? That woman alone, Chae-Sel-Yeon, is already giving me enough headaches." At the same time, elsewhere, inside a cold metallic pod, a faint bzzz sound echoed. Chae-Sel-Yeon, the woman with long black hair, sat silently with vacant eyes.
In the luxurious room, Park Soo-ji hurried to the high-tech pod where Chae-Sel-Yeon was seated, a bottle of cool water in hand. With a somewhat worried expression, she asked, "Madam, you've worked hard. How was the guild entrance exam?" Chae-Sel-Yeon took the water bottle, her eyes showing clear fatigue and disappointment. She replied coldly, "Just a bunch of trash. How can none of them be useful?" Saying so, she took a long gulp, irritation evident on her face. Park Soo-ji paled, forcing a strange smile. "Is that so? That's terrifying." To ease the tense atmosphere, Park Soo-ji awkwardly clasped her hands together, quickly changing the subject. "By the way, any new news from Hahoe Mask that I mentioned last time? Oh, the one who uploaded that video?" Hearing this, Chae-Sel-Yeon froze, her voice deepened, carrying a deadly chill. It seems they've joined another guild, as there's still no reply. Crack. Another guild? Chae-Selyen's hand clenched tightly, the plastic water bottle crushed in her rage. A crimson aura of killing intent enveloped her, her eyes bulging, teeth grinding. Witnessing the scene, Park Soo-ji could only silently scream a voiceless cry.
Park Soo-ji frantically bowed her head, her voice stuttering with panic. No, that's not it. I'll go check again right away. From behind, Chae-Selyen's cold voice rang out, decisive and full of authority. When you have concrete information, come back. Before that, as Park Soo-ji stood reporting, Chae-Selyen's long, slender fingers gracefully changed clothes. She calmly asked, "What did the chairman say?" Facing her, Park Soo-ji bowed deeply, sweat beading on her forehead, her voice trembling. "No, he hasn't said anything yet." Chae-Selyen subtly curled her lips into a smile, a confident and slightly mocking one. She slowly stood up, the click of her heels resounding sharply on the floor. Casually unbuttoning her cuff, she spoke in a calm yet sharp tone. "He's silent because Warlord is too successful. The first time I told him about playing this game, he tried to force me into an arranged marriage." Her eyes glanced over her shoulder, full of pride and defiance, as if looking back at a past she now completely controlled.
Park Soo-ji stood dumbfounded, her cheeks flushed as she admired the perfect figure before her, unable to help but marvel inwardly. Whoa, her physique! However, that moment was quickly shattered by a cold, authoritative voice. Chae-Selyen commanded, "Recruit a new group of candidates and report back to me before tomorrow morning." Pulled back to reality, Park Soo-ji flinched, her eyes wide with dismay. Tomorrow morning? That's too sudden," she stammered in desperate protest. As soon as the magnificent door closed, she finally dared to let out a sigh, muttering with annoyance, what an awful personality." At the same time, in the virtual world of Warlord, the stagnant moss-green water of a gloomy swamp rippled. Hyrkan's sharp eyes swept over the damp, dark scenery. "It's been a while since I've been back to this place, Lizard Swamp," he thought to himself, pulling his hood deeper to conceal his angular face. Ahimbri is currently at Bangsu Castle, so the quest must be around this area. Since the quest involves finding an egg, his face lit up with intense focus, ready for the upcoming search.
After careful consideration, Hyrkan determined his prey must be a bird, reptile, or insect-type monster, and when narrowing his search to locations suitable for his current level, only one place came to his mind: Lizard Swamp. The air here was thick with the smell of mud and rotting plants. Hyrkan stood amidst the gloomy scenery, surrounded by giant, winding tree roots rising from the stagnant greenish water. "Skeleton, come here," Hyrkan called. Instantly, a skeletal warrior appeared beside him. Looking at his companion, Hyrkan spoke. "The monsters here are very high level, so perhaps I should use the enhancement skill I learned last time." A skill window appeared before him, displaying information about Mad Hat. The instructions were simple: draw an engraving on the target's head and chant to activate it. Hyrkan muttered to himself, "Need to draw the engraving, then chant. All right." His gaze sharpened, filled with concentration. He placed his hand on the smooth skull of the skeletal warrior, his voice deepening as he began to chant, "Hat up." Instantly, a blazing red magical symbol erupted on Skeleton's skull. Its two empty eye sockets flared with eerie, fierce red flames. A surge of blood-colored energy violently burst from the skeleton's body, so powerful it astonished Hyrkan.
In the dense forest, a surge of crimson magic violently swirled, engulfing the skeleton warrior. With eyes gleaming with madness and delight, Hyrkan bent down, observing his handiwork. He exclaimed excitedly, "This is amazing! Does it even have horns now?" The dry skeleton had now completely transformed. Its entire body radiated a dark aura intertwined with mesmerizing red hues. An ancient glowing symbol on its forehead attested to the magic just cast. Standing upright, Hyrkan took a few steps back, facing the creature he had just empowered. Despite the system notification about Helm of Madness appearing, warning that the summoned creature might lose its sanity, Hyrkan's smile only grew colder. He spread his arms, boldly commanding with a challenging tone, "All right, time to test it. Come on, attack me." A dull thud echoed, signaling that an attack was about to begin.